Yo, what's going on, guys? Like Epic NNG tweeted the other day, it's a great time to be a Borderlands fan because the Cartel event has finally returned, and guess what? It's permanent. As well as the Halloween event, the Valentine's event all coming back. Also in today's patch, by the way, we're getting a level cap increase. Once again, they're saying it's their final one for now to level 72. Crossplay is being added to everything except for PlayStation because Sony is, you know, a little bit of a B word. And I'm just kidding. And what else is there? Anointment nerfs and buffs, so basically rebalances, are being added into the game, as well as, I think that's all the main things. So we're gonna go over all the patch notes. I'm gonna cover everything, don't worry, I'll read through them because you guys love to hear me read. And with that being said, let's get into the video. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and just go over these patch notes. Tons of crazy stuff being added into the game. And I also got lots of thoughts and insights for certain things in here, as well as make sure you subscribe to the channel because I will probably be on the Cartel event later today. I might end up posting some videos. I'm gonna definitely post a OPQ system video later if you guys want to learn some insane damage tricks you can do with that gun. And yeah, let's get into the patch notes. So first off, Revengeance of the Revenge of the Cartels is coming back. It's gonna be live starting today, as well as being able to be enabled or disabled from the main menu permanently. You can activate the Halloween event and the Valentine's event permanently from the main menu, and as well as those Halloween anointments are going to be added to the reroll machine, but only while the event is active. So if you don't want Halloween anointments, just turn it off, but if you do, you can just turn it right on. And yeah, so that's some pretty big news for Borderlands players. We all love the Cartel events, and it's one of the best events in the game after the Maliwan takedown. You know, let's be real. Next in the news is the level cap has been increased to level 72. I believe that is 7 more skill points. 65, 72, yeah, 7 more skill points. So your Vault Hunters are gonna be 7 skill points stronger now, which is pretty insane for certain builds. I will be posting a Zane build later on today, or tomorrow maybe. But I gotta update the Zane build, so don't worry about that. Next up, seasonal event updates. They added some seasonal event gear. Normally awarded by the challenges during the season to drop from their respective bosses, like the Wedding Invite and the Polyamorous are now going to be dropping from the Loot Hearts. They increased Captain Haunt's drop rate for legendary seasonal gear, and like I said, they added the Bloody Harvest anointments to the reroll machine, but only while the event is active. Besides that, these are just random bugs, audio bug. We're going to get to the juicy stuff. They went ahead and nerfed and buffed a bunch of anointments in the game, which is actually pretty crazy. A couple bug fixes I want to point out. They actually fixed the Victory Rush artifact. So for those of you who heard, that artifact has actually apparently been bugged since launch, is now fixed with today's patch. And let's just scroll down to here. Oh, another piece of news. Today's changes to Borderlands 3 also activate all of the true trials. During this event, all trial bosses have received huge boosts, but they're basically all active. This mini event cannot be turned off, so new players aware, and it doesn't say... Oh, these will all be active until July 1st, so we have one final week. It is the final week of the true trial event, so all of those will be activated, and then we'll drop the legendaries that they came with. Next, what I kind of want to talk about is some major anointment adjustments. They actually nerfed almost all of the good general anointments, including URAD, consecutive hits, the splash damage anointment, but they buffed all of the character-specific anointments. So let's go ahead and just tell you guys what they buffed and nerfed, and I'm going to tell you guys my overall thoughts on it. So for Amara, they increased the astral projection damage from 100% to 200%. This is for phase cast. While Phase Grasp is active, weapon damage is increased by 100%, but this was increased to 150. Orb damage is increased by 100% for Phase Flare, and related action skills is now going to be 200%. For Fleck the Beastmaster, while Fade Away is active, weapon damage is increased by 100%. This is now going to be 150%. While Gravity Snare is active, weapon damage is going to go from 100% now to 250%. So there's a decent reason to start using the gravity snare now. This is actually the strongest weapon damage anointment in the game, and it's flak exclusive. After using rack attack, gain 50% critical hit damage. This is going to be increased to 100%. And then finally, after using attack command, gain 30% lifesteal. This is increased to 50%, but you know, you only need 1% lifesteal in Borderlands, so that one's pretty useless. Now for Mo's the Gunner anointments, while Iron Bear is active, Bare Fist damage is going to go from 100% to 300%. So, you know, maybe you can punch things with your Bare Fist. While Iron Bear is active, Salamander damage is increased by 100%. This is going to go to 200%. Rail guns went from 100% to 150. Miniguns went from 100 to 150. V35 grenade launcher went from 100 to 200. Vanquisher rocket pods from 100 to 150. While Iron Cup is active, weapon damage is increased by 100%, now to 150%. And finally, after exiting Iron Bear, you get increased fire rate and 20% crit damage. This is now going to be 100% crit damage, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Finally, we have Zane. The Mantis shoulder cannon damage is increased by 100% to 150 now. Now, what's actually interesting is when I tested this anointment, it was actually giving you 200% damage. So I wonder if it's actually giving you 300% damage now. I'll go ahead and test that one out. You know, maybe post a separate video. We'll see. Hopefully they didn't accidentally nerf it, you know, because they intended to buff it. While Barrier is active, you get 60% crit damage. Or I'm sorry, 60% accuracy and 70% crit damage. This was increased to 125% bonus crit damage for the Barrier anointment, which is actually a pretty insane bonus. This is one of the best anointments for Zane by far now, but only on specific guns. And then while Digiclone is active, regenerate 12% of magazine ammo per second, increased to 30%. I gotta say, this is gonna be absolutely nuts with the Tizzy or other COV weapons and the Flipper. The Flipper, if you guys didn't know, Zane will be able to use it like Mo's now. Almost. Mo's has short fuse and Skag done. But Zane will be able to shoot it forever. And then they went ahead and they actually buffed this first general anointment, but a lot of these got nerfed. So let's go over some of the buffs. General anointments, killing an enemy grants 5% weapon damage and reload speed. This affects stacks. They buffed it from instead of 5% to 12.5%, but now the maximum stacks are capped. On action skill end, cooldown rate is increased by 20%. It's now 50%. I think this is a weapon anointment and a shield anointment. I would be interested to see if the shield anointment is increased to 50%. That could actually make it very interesting. On action skill end, gain 15% lifesteal. They buff the lifesteal. Now for some of the nerfs, on 300 over 90 is now going to be 150 over 90. So they cut 300 over 90 in half. U-Rad, instead of 150% bonus rad damage, they lowered it to 100% bonus consecutive hits. This is now going to be stacked at 100%. On action skill end, splash damage used to be 200%, and now it's back to 125. Finally, action skill active, weapon damage is increased by 200%. This is now going to be lowered to 100%. So they went ahead and nerfed a lot of the general anointments that most of you guys are using, and then they buffed some of the character-specific ones. Now, the reasoning for this is, number one, the level cap. Not only is it nice that they're changing anointments while they change the level cap, so since you're going to be reforming for the level cap anyway, you know, it's good that, like, you know, if they were to change the anointments in a different patch, then you would have to reform again. But at least we get to do all that forming at once. But second of all, giving you 7 more points into your character's skill trees will be giving you more actual damage. So some of this is like an offset for that, while also making them want you to build more into your characters now. They now that your characters have a ton and like lots of skill points, you're going to be able to use more abilities on them, more action skills on them, etc. So they want you to be able to build more specifically for your characters. They intentionally want to disturb the meta in this way, and it's not just to make you reform, because like I said, the level cap is increasing anyway. So they intentionally want us to build our characters differently and make different builds and gear for this. And I kind of like the changes. Now, in my opinion, this is the opinion of other members of the community, but anointments should do a lot less anyway. So seeing a crazy anointment like 300 over 90 get cut down to 150, I think is a really good change in my opinion. And then there is the URAD anointment. The only weird thing about the URAD anointment that some people are going to point out is now it's equal to a next to magazine anointment. So there's really no actual reason to use URAD over next to magazines unless you're using it for stuff that aren't guns, like certain action skills or TDR chucks or grenades or like Nova shields. You can use URAD on, but next to mags do not work on. But for your actual guns themselves, I'm pretty sure there's no reason to use URAD over a next to magazine anointment. But keep in mind, you know, URAD does work for your other grenades and stuff like that. So I think these changes are pretty cool. Do I think they're the most perfect changes ever? Obviously not. But this is, you know, this is what we're used to. And yeah, tell me what you guys think about these patch notes in the comment section down below. Tell me what you guys think about these changes. I know most of you are just super excited for permanent Cartel event. I'm posting an OPQ video later on today. I'll be posting a level 72 Zane build, and I'll probably be posting a couple videos over the next week with, you know, with this big update. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. If you guys enjoyed this one, please drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.